What's going on, y'all? Rob Anderson, Clean Power Wash, cleanpowerwash.com. I've got Wayne hanging out over here, visiting for the day from Laurel, Maryland. I know last year we had about 10 to 15 people come down to visit. We've been crazy busy, but open-ended invite. If you want to come down, spend a day washing with us, playing with equipment, learning some new skills and stuff, send me a message. Come down here. We're gonna just kind of talk shop as we're driving here, and you know, kind of see some of the stuff that we go over. But so you were asking, what was it again about marketing wise?
Yeah, what's your budget for marketing?
So marketing wise, general rule of thumb can be 10% of what you did last year, or 10% of each month. Obviously, in May I don't need to spend quite as much money to do what I'm doing in May, but a lot of times it's also, if you want to be busier in July, you got to spend more money in June, because you're going to get those leads, do those estimates, book those jobs, and then do them, you know, a week later. And you also have to know, like, and the bigger your business gets, it's not as big of a drop as you go from, you know, your March, April, May, beginning part of June, and then a lot of times it'll just die off. But now that we're higher up, you know, us being slower could be down 5 or 10 grand, but we're still, you know, going to produce 50 to 60. So it's not, you know, it's not going from doing 20 to 5, where, you know, that's a huge drop. That's a huge reduction in your overall performance, and especially when you've got employees. I mean, that was a hard time for me because we would see such a drop, and I didn't have enough leads coming in to keep them busy, and I just thought that was just the way that it worked. Well, now that we've grown, we're getting more jobs and staying higher and higher with it, so it's not, you know, you're not panicking as much. Like, I know that we're able to charge a premium right now, and then when we do get slower, we could run, you know, a special and call back the customer and say, hey, you know, here's $25 off your previous estimate, or here's a 5 or 10% discount or whatever, just to keep you busy. And a lot of times that can be the kind of the catalyst or spark that gets you going again. You know, like we were saying earlier, that if you're only doing 5 jobs a week, that's only 5 opportunities to get more referrals, people to see you, everything. But if you're doing 20, more people are going to see that. You just got more momentum around you, people seeing the jobs that you're doing and all. And that's just how it continues to grow. And that's why you'd be better off to do 5 jobs at, you know, $50 less than what you wanted to do them for. You're charging them kind of premium pricing, and so you do that, you know, $300 job for $250, or $500 job for, you know, $425, so that you've got some other jobs for a week or 2. And I only run it for, you know, we used to run an August special, and occasionally if stuff was slowed in November, December, sometimes we'll do that. It's also a good way to kind of just get more value out of all the estimates that you've already done that you haven't booked. You know, a lot of times we'll have, you know, we've done a little over 200 grand so far this year, and I've probably done, actually, I'm at 375 is really low. I've probably done 450,000, almost $5 million in estimates. And there's going to be always a lag time too between some of what you're bidding and what you're booking. You know, a lot of people may have gotten an estimate back in February or March that just decided not to get it done yet. And now that they're outside because it's warm, now they're like, oh yeah, hey, by the way, can we, you know, we booked a job from October today. It's fun too, because like we could see somebody whose proposal number was, you know, 1976, just opened their proposal up, but we're on proposal like 3100 right now. Yeah. So that's an old lead that's just pulled up, and that's where, like, following up with them, you can check it and get, you know, additional value out of that.
So I should, like, focus on equipment-wise stuff, focusing on leads and stuff like that first.
Yeah, I mean, you want to, if you don't have, there's the joke that if you don't have jobs, then all your equipment is just a bunch of expensive toys. You know, if they're not producing money for you, yeah, that's red. So let's see. Yeah, maybe. Oh, he's there. Gave him a shirt for the day. Yeah, what other questions you got?
I had a million of them.
So today we went over, I sent him with one of my crews. They did a house wash, roof wash, gutter cleaning, a little bit of deck cleaning, some concrete cleaning, rust removal. Got to use 8 gallon a minute, the booster, proportioner. Did they let you use the surface cleaner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cleaners, yeah.
That's fun using those, and then being able to see too, especially Wayne hasn't bought all the equipment yet, so now being able to see how awesome an 8 gallon a minute machine is, but even talking about getting that 5.5 would be worth making that, you know, that little stretch to get that versus a 4 gallon a minute machine, or even building one if need be.
So how many crews do you have so far?
So it's 3 crews. We added a 3rd this spring. Last year we were running 2, and we would have a 3rd sometimes. We had the box truck, we had the flatbed, and then we had just the trailer, just a 6x10 little skid unit that would do anything but roofs. It could do houses, decks, gutters, lots of concrete. So we would send that truck, and that would go do usually $750 to $1,250 a day. The other 2 rigs, which are mega rigs, I expect to do $1,500 to $2,500 a day. You know, they've got the equipment and capability of producing that, and because they can do roofs, I'll send them to do bigger jobs. The pickup truck has replaced the mini skid, so now it can do anything and everything as well. The only thing that's special about the box truck is that it does have hot water, which we've used that 2 or 3 times in a month. It's just not frequently used. Gotta check one little address here.
Got another estimate?
Yeah, we'll do one last one.
The one thing is pretty out here.
Yeah. Alright, so that's the other thing too, guys. I mean, your pricing, my pricing are going to be different. Hopefully what we can do when you come down and visit is to do some actual hands-on work, play with the equipment, see all that. And then I like to take people to do some estimates, show our sales process, show you how we use the customer factor, or whatever other softwares and programs that we use. Little estimate sheets that we're going to be redoing soon. And again, cover some of the pricing, show you what we notice when we do a house, what we're looking for. I'm not going to say I'm the best salesperson or anything like that, but we certainly make sure that we're doing what we can. Doing what we can to get sufficient leads to keep that pipeline full. And that's really what it comes down to with growing your business. You know, at some point I'll probably start charging to do this, but right now we're still doing it for free. Depending on when you watch this video, that may not be the case. So, you know, just shoot us a message. The phone number, information, and everything's on here. And if you can't find us, it's cleanpowerwash.com, which, if you're watching the channel, you should be able to figure that out. And certainly, I hope everybody subscribed to the channel there.